Oh yeah! Hey everybody, welcome back to Going With The Ganongs. Welcome to another video. This video is going to be just a little bit different compared to what we've been up to in the last few months. If you're new around here though, we are a family of 4 and we've moved off grid. We've successfully survived 2 winters in our cabin and we are slowly but surely establishing ourselves here off grid in the Canadian forest. Alright, if you've been with us for a while, you know that almost 2 years ago, in August this summer, it will be 2 years, we completely moved off grid and we moved down here on our land with no cabin and nowhere to live but this trailer right behind us. Now this is a 20-foot GeoPro trailer. It is set up to be off grid with its own solar panel. The fridge runs off the 12-volt batteries and we lived in this trailer for 3 months, including hot, humid September days and even the first couple snowfalls that year. And we made it work until we could get into our cabin into a survivable state. And then we survived 2 winters since then, and over the last 2 summers we've been able to enjoy this trailer, using it for what it's meant for, camping. So this video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to take you along for some of our camping adventures, just to take you along for a little bit of a different adventure here on Going With The Ganongs. First though, before we roll out of here in a few days, I do need to go around the whole trailer and check and redo the seals, just because it's been a while since they've been done and you want to make sure you do that on your trailer to keep any water from getting in places where you don't want it. So we're going to have to go around this thing and wipe down the seals, and then we're going to have to go back and apply the silicone on the sides, and then on the roof, same idea, some self-leveling silicone so that it can fill in any gaps and grooves there may be up there that we don't want water getting in.
Look, they're working down.
Alright everybody, I just got all the seals wiped down so that we can just go with the silicone and we don't have to go back and forth. I even climbed up on the roof and got things up there wiped down. This is my first time ever doing seals on a trailer though. I've never done them before. They didn't get done last year on this. I checked them, made sure everything was watertight. They do start to dry out in the sun, so it's good just to have a little extra security over them all to keep this thing in good condition. Alright, time to try the silicone. Alright everybody, the other night I was able to get these seals completely done all over the trailer, including a little bit of that self-leveling stuff that you need to put up on the roof. There was a few spots I needed to do there. Didn't film all of it just because it's not the most entertaining thing to watch, but we did get that done. It was my first time doing seals, so if a professional looks at it, I'm sure there's some comments to be made. But we have the peace of mind that this thing is fully resealed and ready to go no matter what the elements are. We are going to Fundy National Park here in New Brunswick, which is our favorite spot to go to. When we get there, we get out. Often we have to put sweaters on right away when we get to where we're going, just because it's lower, it's right by the ocean, it's cool, and it's a great place to camp. Tent camped for many years, even with both the boys when they were young in the same spot. Our favorite place to go. Now with this trailer though, we're still able to camp in just a regular site. We don't need to have hookups, which makes it just a little more private, a little more fun. There's our favorite spot, which actually was my childhood spot as well, that my family went to, which just makes it that much better. Alright everybody, it is time to get this trailer hooked up to the truck and hit the road. Oh right. Yep.
What? The truck's going down.
There you go, stop. Yeah. Good job. Excusez-moi. Go again.
Mama?
Good. Yeah, that's good.
Do I put the awning out?
I'm going to in a sec, yeah. I mean, unless you're looking to do it.
Oh, I can.
I'm just putting this out. I don't need you to do it, but I will.
There's gonna be some critters in there.
Maybe. They don't really get in there, probably. Stop. Yeah.
Everyone better move.
A little. Remember how I like when I put something on a tree like this? When I tie it, I stick a little stick through it.
Oh, Dada! I found good
Nice.
shapes.
Yeah, those might be good.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that's not bad.
yeah, watch me. No one. I got
Yeah, we'll just use the.
You can also use our water bottle. Take one of them to go fill over there.
When I
Hamburger.
come back, it'll probably be ready. But Mama, can you have that sugar? Mine's ready?
Mike, tu veux-tu de la laitue?
Both. Give me a lot. Bon appetit. Look, guys.
Bon appetit.
Look.
Nice.
Look, Mama.
Mmm.
Oh, Bobby, Jane. Mama, you can go in the water a little bit, though. I remember Kate. I wonder why he still raindrops. Is it raining? It actually might just be from the tree.
There is a lot of algae.
That's the low tide.
Il y a tellement de vagues, par exemple, qu'on peut même pas vraiment, on peut pas voir ce que l'eau est rentrée.
We're almost there. How we?
suppose on va traverser la rive. Je pense que tu peux descendre de l'autre côté, hein? Is that what you were saying?
What type of fish is this? What type of fish is this? Oh, we must have the exact same thing at Amazon.
Alright everybody, we are officially fully set up here at our campsite in Fundy National Park. You can hear the boys beside us, they're having a good time already. We've had supper, time to set up the trailer, get everything ready, and take a walk down to the river by a covered bridge close by. For tonight though, we're just hanging out at our campsite, having a good time. Before we know it, the boys will be ready for bed, and then we're off to some good hikes and a lot of good things for the week, and we're going to bring you along for as much of it as we can.
See that purple? That's mine. This was put on like purple. How does pie hide it look like? Super fun. This is a good. Now come in and across the river. Now come down here.
Let me see.
Like that. Up in the middle. Like how much minutes? Just quite a while. I saw the water. I need my stick. That's where I'm going, homie.
Oh yeah.
Homie.
Let you go there.
Homie. That's where. I'll be a winner. I'll be a winner. I can see zigzags. They're zigzags. But they're making zigzags. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. What are these? Oh, people are starting to leave. Whoa! Over there, like, Did he what? He jumped off a package.
No.
This guy needs help to walk.
Trail ici que tu peux traverser la rivière. Ça c'est Dobson Link. Mais nous on s'en va. Laverty Falls. Let's go.
Let's keep this exciting. Before I go.
Liste comme ça. Yeah, so far touché ici. Oh, je devais donc.
Good.
Un, deux, trois.
Oh yeah.
I want to try getting up.
No, I got you. I'm holding you tight.
Walking now.
100 walking.
Yes. Not joking. That's 100 walking. Jump down. I'm gonna jump. the water.
No?
Yeah. There's big one. Look at those guys. That's gonna be some rocks.
Well, everybody, it has been 6 days that we've been camping, and we've gotten up to quite a lot of adventure. We've had a lot of fun here in Fundy National Park and Alma. If you've never been to this area, definitely recommend coming. Well known for the highest tides in the world, and it is just a wonderful place. But this is it. We did a lot of hanging out, just relaxing and just spending time together. There wasn't a whole lot to film other than our few hikes and walks down to the beach. It rained heavy last night. Every time we come camping, it rains pretty heavy. Last night was no exception, but thankfully in this trailer it's a lot better than it was when we used to come in the tent. It was also windy too, which is definitely better in a trailer than in a tent. But that's it for this camping trip. We're headed home today, hopefully to do a few tiny projects over the few days we're home, and then we are heading to Quebec to see some family. So the videos over the next few weeks definitely might look a little different. Alright, time to pack up, time to go home. Alright everybody, we are now home, settled in, have the trailer unpacked. It is the next day. It is a beautiful day. It's not too hot. The sun's actually under some clouds right now, and it's a pretty nice day to get a little bit done. Now, we're really only going to be home with today to do anything, and then we're back on the road visiting family for about 2 weeks. So there really isn't any major progress we can make today. I think there's one thing that we could put a dent in today though, that will stay in the same theme as we've been going with this spring and summer so far, and that is cleanup. It's one of the main areas that I think visually will be really nice to have cleaned up, and we have hopes and plans to have this area excavated, but for now I think we just want to make it look a little more put together and a little nicer, and that is out front of the cabin. Alright, the cabin is about 6 feet behind the camera right here. We're on one end, the deck is right here, the pool is over there, and this right here is what you see in front of the cabin, off the deck, out the windows. This is what you see. There's obviously a little bit of stuff that just needs to be cleaned up that's laying around here after we built the deck. Those pallets are what we were using before the deck was there. They're still just laying there, that kind of stuff. But the other thing is, there's a bunch of stumps from when we first cut trees here. Now a lot of them I left high because I figured it'd be a lot easier for an excavator or a backhoe to find those stumps, knock them out with their high stumped. We haven't got there yet, and I think we're at a point where we do kind of want it just looking a little better, even if an excavator or a backhoe is able to come another day. They're not going to be completely unfindable, but I think it's time to get this place out front looking just a little more inviting when you first pull up the driveway. And we do still have a handful of logs back here from that pile we cut earlier in the spring that are uncut and still sitting here, so we need to do something with these. Some of them are maybe okay for firewood, but a lot of the ones that are still laying here I left because they're rotten. I don't know if you can tell, some of them they're hollow, and they just need to be thrown somewheres to rot and decompose over time.
Hey, Dada. Where can I put this log?
I'm gonna use the chainsaw, and that'll be the one that I put the log on when I set them.
I want him to be
Well, you weren't there playing around.
not there. This is the one you want here. No.
Alright, so far I've been able to get rid of the rest of that pile that has laid there since we first started cutting the land. And then this stuff right here, we're just gonna put in the deep spots over here. Now I don't know if I've really showed it before, but there was clearly a skidder or a huge bulldozer or something that had gone through here quite a bit. I would assume a skidder, and there's some super deep tracks, like sometimes it's like 18 inches deep. So up here at the front, there's still some pretty deep spots, and rather than go around and get earth and all that to try to fill them in, we're just gonna use these logs, put them in there, they'll rot, sink, put more in there, rot, sink, that kind of thing over time. They're not in areas that we really go through a whole lot, but it's up here right off to the side. So that pile, another day, is going to just be transferred in to those ruts and slowly fill it in. The next phase now is to start to cut down some of these stumps. Last time I was working on this, over on the other side, somebody commented and said, somebody get this guy a stump grinder. That'd be great if you could get us a stump grinder. My expectation is that someday we will have a friend back in here with his backhoe or a skid steer, something like that, and we'll be able to get all of these stumps out now. Now this white birch right here, and then a maple tree over this way, we are going to take out. I actually might take out that white birch as well. We'll see. That one has a weird kink in it, and I don't know which way it would fall, so we'd have to be really careful. It'd have to be a really calm day. The rest of the trees over behind me here, we want to leave. They'll grow up. They're maple and birch, and they just add really nice shade through the summer. I'm sorry to anybody who hates seeing it, but yes, this chain is going in the dirt a little bit today. This chain has been beat to death in the dirt here. I grind it down and then I sharpen it, so it's pretty close to being done. So we're gonna cut down some of these stumps as low as we can go, even if we hit the dirt today, and just start to transform this. And even if they're still stumps, but they're lower, it's gonna start to look a lot better. Alright everybody, I've had a few mishaps with the camera, but essentially we got to the end. Some of those stumps were getting pretty in the ground, rooty. There were some crazy cedars. I got to the last stump of cedar that I was trying to do, and the chainsaw was just dull. So apparently that last one is the limit of what a chain can handle. It was pretty freshly sharpened before I started. But we're done all the stumps as much as we can today. It really feels good though to get that pile of logs out of the way, at least somewhere else, and ready to be moved into the ruts. And then these stumps just leveled in this area just feels and looks a little more like a front yard than it always had. I'm probably not going to get to do this on this before. Yo, est-ce que tu comprends que toutes les stumps et tous les morceaux de...
That pile's gone.
Alright, so that was the stump pile. We got all that stuff back by the fire pit. Now it's time to move the pile that's behind me here. This is firewood. I think a lot of this actually would be split and good for indoors, even though it is probably some of it really soft. It's really dry. Now that we've had a lot of heat and not very much rain, it'll be perfect for those early fall fires when you just need a little fire in there. You don't want it to keep going long, but you need enough heat to just heat up the inside a little bit. Well everyone, that front area for today is officially done, cleaned up. There's obviously still a few piles, like the logs that I need to put in the ruts, and then some just cleanup that needs to be done. That one last stump, and then a few more stumps that were off to the side, more kind of out of the way. A little bit still needs to be done up there, but getting the majority of those stumps cut out, things cleaned up, out of the way, is just making that space look and feel a lot more like home. And if you haven't been able to tell, that's kind of one of the themes of our spring and summer so far, is making this place a little more like home. In 1 month from now, we'll be marking 2 years exactly since we moved down to this land. So it really has been home for quite a while now. 2 years is a long time, and if we look back over everything we've done over 2 years, this place has transformed. It is so different, and there's so much left to do. Like I mentioned, we're actually away again for 2 weeks. We're going to be away with some family and just not here at the land, taking a good break, making sure we recalibrate, refresh, and when we come back in August, we're going to hit the ground running. There is some big things that we want to get done and need to get done before next winter. And I know it's only July, but when you live off-grid in Canada, a lot of things revolve around being ready for the next winter. So before you know it, we'll be back here, we'll be working again, we'll be making some major progress through the month of August and into September and October before the winter starts to hit. So thanks for watching, make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.